A killer was watching. He struck without warning, vanished without a trace, and left behind scenes so brutal that even hardened officers were shaken. The newspapers soon gave him a name that would echo through history: Jack the Ripper. To understand the terror he created, it is important to understand the district of Whitechapel. In the late 19th century, this area of London was overcrowded, poor, and dangerous. Thousands of immigrants and working-class families struggled to survive in cramped housing and filthy conditions. Crime was common, and violence was frequent. For many women, prostitution was one of the only ways to earn enough money to eat or pay for a bed in a lodging house. At night, thick fog and dim street lamps made the streets even more threatening. It was the perfect place for a predator to hide. In August 1888, the body of a woman named Mary Ann Nichols was discovered in the early morning hours. Her throat had been cut and her body mutilated. Just days later, another victim was found, and then another. The attacks followed a terrifying pattern. The killer targeted vulnerable women, struck quickly, and escaped before anyone could stop him. Rumors began to spread throughout the city. Some believed the murderer was a butcher, others suspected a doctor, while some feared a madman wandering the streets at night. No one truly knew who he was. As the killings continued, fear began to consume Whitechapel. Crowds gathered at crime scenes, and angry residents demanded protection from the authorities. Newspapers published gruesome details that shocked readers across Britain. Then, a chilling letter arrived at a news agency. It was written in red ink and signed with a name that would become infamous: Yours truly, Jack the Ripper. Whether the letter was genuine or a cruel hoax, the name remained. The killer had gained a dark identity. Police launched massive investigations, questioned hundreds of suspects, increased patrols, and offered rewards. Still, the murders continued. On a cold night in September, the terror reached a new level. 2 women were killed within hours of each other. One was discovered in a dark alley, while the other was found inside a small room with injuries even more horrific. The brutality shocked even the most experienced investigators. It seemed the killer was growing more confident, more violent, and more determined to spread fear. The entire city began to feel under siege. In November 1888, the body of Mary Jane Kelly was found inside a small rented room. What officers saw at the scene was described as the most horrifying of all the murders. After this killing, the violence suddenly stopped. The murderer had vanished. No arrest was ever made, and no identity was ever confirmed. Jack the Ripper disappeared into history as mysteriously as he had arrived. More than a century later, the story continues to fascinate and disturb people around the world. Books, films, and investigations still attempt to uncover the truth. Many continue to ask who he was, why he killed, and how he managed to escape justice. The case remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in criminal history. Beyond the mystery, however, lies a deeper lesson. The terror he created shows how fear can spread through a society, turning dark streets into symbols of danger and uncertainty. Sometimes the most frightening stories are the ones that never truly end.